Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new, then welcome to this channel. Well, today we are going to learn some more interesting basics about Tkinter. Well, today it's time to learn about CheckButton. I hope you guys know what is exactly a CheckButton. A CheckButton is a widget where you can, select a particular choice. You will be having a bunch of options and you have to select one. It's almost similar to in the previous session we learned about combo box. If you didn't know about it, then there will be the playlist of the Tkinter which will be in the description below. Just go there and tap there to learn more about Tkinter basics. So today we're gonna learn what is a check button and how to create a check button and how to show that check button in the window and how to manipulate that check button. And also we're gonna set some values to that check button. Like if you tap on this one, you're gonna see some value here, and if you didn't select this one, you're gonna see some value. That's all about offset and onset. Like we can do that in 3 different ways. I'll let you know. In order to create a check button, you have to follow this syntax where you have to create a variable called check. You can give whatever the variable name that you want. For now I gave just check. There is a class called check button, and in that you're gonna pass this window as parameter, where in this window we need this button, right? Check button. And the text is equal to choice, and if you give choice here you're gonna see choice and var equal to state. I'll let you know what is this var equal to state while coding. Never forget that whenever you create a widget, you have to place that using any geometry manager. You're gonna use grid, you're gonna use place, or you can use pack. For now I'm gonna use a grid here, which is a really easy to manage placing those things using grid. So yeah, let's start coding with me. So here in the previous session we learned about combo box, right? Now it's time to learn check button. Let's start doing it then. So let me keep this under comments for now. Let me remove this command as well, and let me clear this function. Let me delete these things. It's better to delete. Okay. Yeah, we just have a basic thing. Basic stuff. Okay, let me clear these buttons as well. I think we don't need a button, but we need a label. I'll let you know why. For now, we just have a cool, interesting, basic demo window. Alright? Okay, let's create a check button. So, check equal to check button. We need, in this window, we need check button, right? Window and text equal to choice. And never forget to place it using any geometry manager. For now, I'll use grid. Row equal to 0, column equal to 0. So now we have a basic check button, right? Let me give some space here. Pad x equal to 10 pixels and pad y equal to 10. So that looks better than before. It's looking better now. Now we have a basic check button, right? You can even set the default value of this check button. Like for example, you can even set this thing for default. Like you can even set this choice value to true by default. So how can we do that? We can do that by using Boolean var. What is this Boolean variable? Let me create a Boolean variable for you guys. So for that, let us name that Boolean variable as state. State equal to Boolean variable. And in that we have a set. State dot set. We can set it to true, or we can even set it to false. And now we're gonna implement that here. And now there is a parameter called var, and you're gonna give state here. Now what this interpreter will do is it will set that check button to true by default. And if you run this one, you'll see that this is already been set to true by default. And if you give here false, it's gonna set to false by default. Yeah, see here, this time there is no check. If that's false, then here it's not set to true, And if that's true, then here this will get set to true. If you want to do something like this, then yeah, you can use Boolean var. Not only Boolean variable, we have other two things, which is string variable and integer variable as well. And I'll let you know how to use that as well. For example, if you give here string variable, okay, now that we created a string variable, right? But before explaining what is this string variable and how it exactly works, let me create two variables here, which are on value and off value. On value equal to girl coder, and off value is, for example, not girl coder. Okay, let us see. Okay, before explaining what are these two variables here, on value and off value, what are these two parameters, what are these exactly doing? Before let me tell you these things, first let us rerun this one and see how it actually working. Whoa, I got an error. I think here I have to keep comma. I think this time it works. Okay. These things are doing nothing here, right? Because we created a string var and we are not showing what exactly the string var here doing, okay? In order to do that, so what we have to do is we have to create a label and we have to place that label, and from there we are going to get these on value and off values, okay? Okay, let us create a label. We already have a label, right? We have a label already, but let us give this one as row 2, column 0, column will be 0. Let us see whether it's there or not, it's been placed or not. Okay, we have an interesting text. And now if you click this choice, it's gonna show us girl coder, and if you uncheck this one, it's gonna show us not girl coder. Okay, I'm gonna let you know how can we do that in a moment. It's a bit interesting. So how can we do that? For that, let's create a function or a method called event1, for example, and result equal to state.get. In order to show those values, we have to get those values from where? From CheckButton, right? So we have to get those values from CheckButton, and we are going to configure that label. But before configuring that label, let us see whether it's working or not. So let's just give print a result for now, and here give command equal to event. Okay, let us see. Okay, if I checked it, I'm getting girl coder, and if I uncheck it, I'm getting not girl coder. Only thing we have to do is we have to represent this text on interface, right? Okay, cool. We can do it within seconds. All we have to do is label.configure text equal to result. Let me rerun this one. Yes, girl coder, not girl coder. Girl coder, not girl coder. Like when it comes to gaming, or if you're playing, if you want to create something like that, you can use this interesting check button. Okay, up to now we have seen string var and boolean var, right? String var gonna take only string values, okay? Like it will take any value, but it's gonna take each and every value or character as a string. It's gonna take girl coder as a string. It's gonna take this not girl coder as a string, okay? String variable will accept any value and it will take everything into strings. And here, similar to string variable, here we also have integer variable. Like it will just consider integer values. All you need to do is just give here int int var, and here you can just give on value as, for example, 100, and off value as, let me clear, this is not a string, this is integer, right? So let me clear this one. Okay, and if you run this one, and if you select this choice, it's going to show us 100. If you uncheck this one, it's going to show us 0. So in this way, this check button exactly works. So we can manipulate this check button into 3 interesting ways. One is using Boolean variable, and the other is using string variable, and the other is using integer variable. Boolean variable will take just true or false as values. String variable will just take everything into string. Integer will take integers as the values. And you can use this, you can manipulate this check button according to these 3 interesting methods. Okay, I hope you guys understood. Let me explain you this, how this check button exactly working once again. So here we created a window. Okay, I hope you guys know what is a window and how to create a window. If you are new to this Tkinter basics, I'm seriously saying just go there, start from the beginning. So here first we have created a check button. So in order to create a check button, there is a class called check button. In that you're passing some parameters. The first thing is window, because window is the thing which the interface that we created before, and here we have a text of choice, and that's nothing but the text which you see besides that check button. Okay, that's what text parameter is doing. And here we have 2 values, which is on value and off value. On value, like on value works when you check the button, and off value works when you uncheck that button. Okay, and here we have var equals state. State is whether it is checked or unchecked. This parameter handles and checks whether the check button is checked or unchecked. And here command equal to event1. This is nothing but if you click on that check button, something's gonna happen, right? Button is nothing but creating an event. So even check button's main agenda or main goal is to create an event, right? So here we're gonna create an event, and I just gave that event as event1. Now what this interpreter gonna do is it's gonna jump to this event1 function, and here it's gonna get that result. From where it's gonna get that result? From the state it's gonna get that result. That means from this var equal to state it's gonna get that result. And we created this state, and you can handle the state into 3 different ways. One is by using Boolean variable, and one is by using string variable and integer variable. No matter whatever the type it is, you're gonna set that state into just 2 ways. One is true and the other is false. Okay, state.set is true, then it will be checked. It's false, then it's gonna uncheck. Okay, so this values get stored here, and if that value is true, we can see this on value, and if that value is false, then you're gonna see this off value. No matter whatever it is, that must be a boolean, or that must be a string, or that must be an integer. Okay, in this way this check button is exactly working. I hope you guys understood how this check button exactly works. In the next video I'll be back with one more interesting Tkinter basic. If you like this video, then hit that cute little like button over there, and if you're new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.